I can see.
Okay,
It's all
great.
good.
The so there's really a triangle here to get to this point.
Hmm.
You go right and then up. You make a right triangle. The x value is 4/5. The y value is 3/5. The angle here is s. They use s for the angle. And they want you to find sine s, cosine s, and tangent s. A shortcut here is that x is always cosine s.
The x is always cosine x.
Yeah, so the x value here of the ordered pair is cosine.
Okay.
The y value of the ordered pair is the sine. So let me and I don't like s, but they use that here. So you could write it this way: cosine s equals 4/5.
Okay.
Sine s equals 3/5. Now, one of the things that I think maybe is also needs to be clarified here is I didn't draw that very well. They show you this sort of this arc here as s. From your geometry class, this central angle is also s.
Okay.
So the uh, so and for all of these questions here, 11 through 15 odd, and we'll do 13 next. You're literally just reading off. Oh, we have one more to do. Tangent of s. Tangent of s is sine over cosine, or sine s over cosine s.
Hmm.
So it's 3/5 over 4/5, which is,
Multiplying the fractions, right?
yeah. Because they have the same denominator, you can just clear it.
Hmm. All right. On to number 13.
Okay, so again, I was about to say is for the x and the y coordinates here, for the sine and the cosine of s. The cosine of s, you're literally just reading off the x coordinate.
Yeah. And then the sine s
Same thing
v
as the y
same
coordinate.
sine s equals -5/13. Then we got tangent, which is what is it? Do we do
So it's
the
sine over cosine. So it's -5/13
okay.
over 12/13, which is -5/12.
-5/12. All right. On to number 15. 15 cosine.
So 15 here, you probably figure out now what to do. It's basically the same as the one we just did. You're going to write out the x value as cosine, y value as sine. So x is cosine, y is sine. So cosine of s is -20/29. Sine of s equals 21/29. Tangent of s is 21/29 over -20/29. And then the bottoms just cancel. So you get 21 over -20, -21/20.
All right. So done with that. Next is number 33. So next page.
It says use a calculator in radian mode to find the approximations for cosine s and sine s for each number. Okay. So in 33 here, they're telling you that s equals 0.75 radians. So you're supposed to calculate the cosine of 0.75, but your calculator must be in radians or rads. So there's an option to do that. I can find it if you don't see it on your calculator, but you have to check it every time. I'm pulling out my calculator here. Does it say how many decimal places to round to?
This one says just approximations, I think. Give as many decimal places as it displays.
Okay, so that could be a lot. I would just go out like 4 or 6. Is this
Mhm.
one 0.7317? Sine 0.75. Tangent of 0.75. So you can either do the tangent in your calculator, or you can just find the ratio of the two numbers. They'll both give you the same results.
7317. All right, on to number 35.
There's more. It says, then determine the quadrant which the point on the unit circle corresponding to S lies. So there's a couple of ways to do this. You could plot this point and know whether it's in the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, based on your movement. Like, what I mean by that is, since these are both positive, the cosine's positive, you're going right and then up, because these are both positive.
Yeah.
Okay, that tells you you're in quadrant 1. Another way to do it would be to convert 0.75 to degrees and know whether you were, here 0, 90, 180, 270. But you can do it. You can know the answer based on whether the values are positive or negative.
Okay. So we know that it's in quadrant 1 because it's positive?
Yeah, because these are, like, cosine is an x value.
Yeah.
And sine is a y value. They're both positive, so it means you're going right and then up for your point.
Right, up. Oh. So can we do an example of like all of them? Like when they're positive or negative? So like if cosine x is negative and y is positive, do we go to the left and then we go up and then it's quadrant 2?
If one's negative and the other's positive.
Mm-hmm. If x is negative and y is positive, do we go to the left one?
Exactly.
Yeah, up. Oh, okay. So that's pretty straightforward. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll put that down, quadrant 1. All right. Let's go on to number 35. And now we got, let's see, negative 4.25. And do we just put that in our calculator? Just like
Same thing, and you're gonna go cosine of minus 4.25, sine of minus 4.25, and then tangent of minus 4.25.
All right. So and all right. Let's get cosine negative 4.45. No, 2.25. It says error syntax.
Without looking at your calculator, I mean, it'd be hard for me to know, but these are the values that that I got here for. Again, you want to make sure your mode is in radians.
Oh, okay.
It's really important.
That's it. I think that's it. Good mode. Oh yeah, it's in degree right now. All right, now I can go back and I'll put that back in. Wait, what? Something about syntax. So radian. Odd. I'll just do a regular calculator for now. Let's see. So negative 0.4461, 0.8950, negative 2.0063. So x is negative, so we go to the left, and y is positive, so it's quadrant 2. Correct?
So you're going left and then up, so it's in quadrant 2.
Awesome. All right, so can you draw out the chart of where to go, like for the quadrants, so I can reference that?
Yeah, it's counterclockwise. First quadrant's top right, second quadrant's top left.
All right. Now on to number 37. This one is negative 2.25. All right, cosine 2.25.
Minus 2.25. Yeah.
Yes.
Same thing here again.
Do you get 0.9999, 0.999229?
6282. I'm writing the numbers down now.
Let me put that in radian. There we go.
Yeah, it's really important. It's a common thing that.
Oh my, that would not be good. Lose a bunch of easy points with that. 7781 and 1.2386. All right, so negative for x, we're going to the left. It's negative, and we go down, so that's quadrant 3. Is that right?
So you're going left and left. Yep, quadrant 3.
All right. Last one for this section is number 39. So we got a cosine of 5.5. Sine of 5.5. Tan of 5.5. All right. I get 0.7 for cosine. All right, so did number 39.
Do you want me to run through this one? I mean, it's exactly the same as the others.
I already did it, but you could check it, please.
Sure.
So the one that you like is
Okay. You're still waiting on me. Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
5 points, 5.5, 0.7087, sine 5.5, minus 0.7055, tangent. Okay. What's next?
Next is number 47.
All right. So this is just looking at the unit circle on the right, and I've sent you a trig cheat sheet for one over the summer. Do you still have access to that, or do you want me to send you?
You resend it to me.
Sure. I'll do that as part of the lesson. Let me get to the chat, and I'll send it to you through the chat. I'm actually gonna do that right now. So. Let's get to the chat. More chat. All right, there it is. So it's on the third page. There's a unit circle there. You definitely want to print this out and have it with you for the rest of this class. It'll really help here. So the sine of 7 pi over 6, which I think is what it's asking for. Yeah, 47 is asking for the sine of 7 pi over 6. It's asking for the y value at that position.
All right.
So when I look at that position, 7 pi over 6, there's two values that it could possibly be. It could be minus square root 3 over 2 or minus 1/2.
Okay, so I see that. Here we go. Would the y value just be the negative 1/2, or are there more layers to this than just
No,
like,
that's it. It's just it's the sine of 7 pi over 6
it's just,
is minus 1/2.
that's it? Oh, Okay.
That's it. I mean, it's just writing down the values. So these are going to go pretty quick. So for like 49, well, tangent, of course. So tangent relies on you finding two values. So in the trig cheat sheet there, at 3 pi over 4, there's two values. Let me snip those in. Sorry, I got too many things open to grab. There it is. So you're going to need both the y and the x values, because it's sine over cosine. Sine 3 pi over 4 over cosine 3 pi over 4. So you need the y value, square root of 2 over 2 over minus square root of 2 over 2.
Ah, okay.
Which ends up just being -1.
All right. Why is it 51?
All right, so what is 51?
51 is secant 2 pi over 3.
So they're giving you like questions that it'd be nice if you had a few more kind of warm-up questions.
Uh-huh.
So like this is 1 over cosine 2 pi over 3. So what is the cosine of 2 pi over 3?
2 pi over 3. Cosine 2 pi over 3. That is a -1/2.
So it's 1 over -1/2.
Mm-hmm. That's just -1/2, right? Oh, it turns into -2.
Yep, that's it.
How does it turn into -2?
So if you multiply the top and bottom by the reciprocal, so -2 over 1, and the -2 over 1 on the top, I'm sorry, on the bottom, everything just cancels out. You get 1 on the top, or on the bottom, and then on the top, you get -2 over 1.
Oh, okay.
So 53, is that what we're up to?
Yes, 53.
So cotangent 5 pi over 6. So this one can be written a couple of ways. It's 1 over the tangent of 5 pi over 6. If you're going to find tangent, you have to recall that tangent is really sine 5 pi over 6 over cosine 5 pi over 6. Whenever you have 1 over a fraction, this becomes the reciprocal of the fraction at the bottom. So it becomes cosine 5 pi over 6 over sine 5 pi over 6. And some students, and you'll see that in the cheat sheet, that this is
Shortcut.
Yeah, the shortcut. So some students remember that. Some students go through these steps. I mean, you got to figure out what you want to do. I mean, if you're really committed to it, you probably should learn what it becomes. Either way is fine. So 5 pi over 6, though, the cosine is the x value, so it's minus square root of 3 over 2 over 1/2.
That turns to. All right. Next, I want to go to number 69.
Okay.
And I sent you a picture of that in a reply to the email.
Okay. So all of the all of the emails did come in. So let me just kind of sort through. I've already looked at that one. Okay. I think I've got it here. They all did come in eventually. Yeah, there's 69. Okay. Sine s equals 1/2. Cosine x equals. Is there a negative in front of that?
A negative in front of what?
The square root of 3 over 2.
Negative in the square root of 3 over 2. Let me check that. No, not at all.
Okay. So it says for each equation, find the tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant. Okay. So there's a lot that goes into this problem. It's a really good test question. So the cosine tells you that you're in the, and sine, they tell you which quadrant you're in. There's a bit more to that, but you know for right now that you're in the first quadrant, so I'm telling you. So let's just go for that for the moment. Here's S. Cosine is square root 3 over 2, 1/2. Okay, so to find tangent, rather than using like sine and cosine, we're going to use the triangle over here. They're all related, but maybe it's not clear yet. So tangent, you remember it's the ratio of y over x or sine over cosine. So it's 1/2 over square root of 3 over 2.
Oh, okay. And that turns into root 3? Is that what that turns into?
It becomes
No,
1
over
1 over the square root of 3.
Oh. All right. Now what do we do with that?
So that becomes the square root of 3 over 3 because you're going to multiply the top and bottom by the same thing.
All right.
Okay,
Next
so
is
now,
number 71.
oh no, we have more. I mean, we have
Oh, we have
cotangent
more?
s. Yeah, cotangent s is the reciprocal of tangent. So it's 1 over the tangent of s. So you could take the square root of 3 over 3 here and then flip it to get 3 over the square root of 3.
All right.
Okay, and then you have to multiply the top and bottom by the square root of 3, so you get 3 square root 3 over 3, which becomes square root of 3. And you might think, well, maybe there was a better way because a lot of things canceled. Well, you don't have to choose this endpoint. You could actually have chosen this intermediate value for tangent.
Mm-hmm.
And if you flip that, you immediately get this over here.
Oh, okay. That worked out. All right. Next is number 71.
71 here. All right, so 71 sine s equals 4/5. Cosine s is minus 3/5. Oops, that's not very clear. Which quadrant is this in, do you think?
This one. All right. So left, to the left, and then up. So quadrant 2.
Quadrant
Is that
2.
correct?
So a little bit more of a wrinkle to this one to help you is that sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent.
Okay.
So this cosine of this s right here is adjacent over hypotenuse. The sine of s is opposite over hypotenuse. So it's 4 over the 5.
Oh, okay. So wait, what are we looking for again?
Same things again. So tangent here, and so another again. So tangent is opposite over adjacent. So that's the TOA. So that's the 4 over minus 3. The secant of s is 1 over the cosine. So secant is 1 over cosine. Cosine, if you recall, is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the secant is going to be the reciprocal of that.
1 over cosine?
Well, the cosine is minus 3 over 5.
Oh.
Or minus 5/3. And that's what I meant by if you take the reciprocal of this is the hypotenuse over the adjacent.
How that works?
Yeah. So there's several ways to get to the same place.
Okay.
Last one here is cosecant s. So this is 1 over sine s. Again, a couple of ways to do it. You can say, okay, well, I know the sine is 4/5, and that's the reciprocal. Or you can say, okay, well, sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so the cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite. 5 over 4 is hypotenuse over opposite.
All right.
We actually didn't do everything for 69. I wasn't paying attention here. We have more to do for this one. We should have done secant s, which is 1 over cosine of s. Cosine is square root 3 over 2, so it's 2 over square root of 3, and that becomes 2 square root 3 over 3. And then cosecant s, this is 1 over sine s, which is 1 over 1/2, which is 2.
Alrighty. So we don't want those. On to number 75 through 79.
All of them?
Odd.
Odd, okay. All right, so this is where you're gonna hopefully you're say, oh yeah, I remember him from saying that from the summer. So there's a I guess it's a mnemonic that's used to figure out which quadrant certain things are positive. So the A means that all are positive, and when I say all, it means sine, cosine, and tangent. The S means that sine is positive, and if sine is positive, that means the other two, cosine and tangent, they're negative.
First one's quadrant 2 for sure, because negative x, go to the left.
Well, okay. Before we do the problem, though, like this is really important because if you don't know what I'm about to say, if you don't know have this down, you won't be able to do any of these problems, and it becomes a pretty simple task here. T means the tangent is positive, but the other two are negative. Sine and cosine are negative.
Oh.
And then the C means that cosine is positive, but the other two, tangent and sine, they're negative. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, where is sine positive? Because that's what this first thing says. That says that sine is positive. It's positive here and here.
Mm-hmm.
Where's cosine negative? Cosine is negative here and here.
Oh, so quadrant 2.
So it has to be quadrant 2. These check marks help you to figure that out. And there are other ways to do this, but this is the best way to do it for all the questions you're going to see over all the times you're going to take math.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the mnemonic here, I think that's what it's called. Is it's all students take calculus is what it is what how
Little acronym.
yeah, all students take calculus. So there's a lot. There's quite a few steps that get into actually finding the answer. So secant, you can think of secant as cosine. So where's cosine negative? Well, if sine is positive, that means everything else is negative. If tangent is positive, that means everything else is negative. Cosecant is like sine.
Oh, okay.
So sine, where is sine negative? Well, sine is negative where if tangent is positive, that means sine is negative. If cosine is positive, then tangent is negative. You're always looking for the one with the double check mark.
Mm-hmm. That's Q3 in this case.
Q3 in this case. All right, 79.
Cosine is positive, so positive x, negative y, so right 1, down 1, so that's Q4.
Yeah, I mean, it helps that it's written there. All students take calculus. Cosine's positive, sine's negative, so it's quadrant 4.
All right. I think that's everything.
All right, this is a good place to stop for about 10 minutes. So I will stop here, and I'll send you the notes, but it won't happen until after our next lesson.
Appreciate it, Matthew.
I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye.
Bye.